some fish and chips. I would like to have some fish and chips. Oh man, yo, what's going on, y'all? Oh man, they never cease to amaze me. What's happening, y'all? It's your boy, one physical therapist assistant. Back with another one, man. Another wonderful day with the older adults, the legends of America. They had a meeting about the food today, y'all. Oh, y'all. Let me tell you about the meeting about the food, y'all. Okay, so they be having town hall meetings. We call them town hall meetings. It's like a meeting where you discuss the problems and goings on in the facility, the questions and concerns. If you got any concerns, any suggestions on how to improve anything within the nursing home. Well, today there was a town hall meeting specifically about the food. Oh man, it was good. I had a patient, I was great taking to therapy, but she wanted to stop at the meeting. She wanted to voice some concerns, her and her roommate. So I walked both of them to therapy. We made it a part of therapy, worked on some ambulation, some getting up and moving, boom, boom, boom. No problem, you go enjoy your meeting. Man, I got in that meeting, people had their hands raised. They actually had the kitchen manager heading up the meeting. So the kitchen manager was taking all questions and concerns from the audience, the residents of the nursing home. And it was a lady from England. She was like, I just want some fish and chips. I wish you had some fish and chips on the menu. I walked into that. But my two ladies, they were talking about the seasoning. And apparently they had sloppy joes last night. And the sloppy joes was too sweet. Too much sugar in the sloppy joe sauce. They said, I know you're supposed to put a little bit of sugar to take the acid out. Did y'all know about that? Apparently, like if you use sugar in tomato sauce and spaghetti sauce, you use a little bit to take the acid out, but you don't dump a whole bunch of sugar in there. They said the sloppy joe was too sweet. Somebody dumped a whole bunch of sugar in the sloppy joe. Oh man, they had me cracking up. Oh, the chicken pot pie. that had to be one of the funniest things, man. So apparently they serve chicken pot pie. But you know what a chicken pot pie is, right? It looks like a chicken pot pie. It's like the little round thing with the crust. You can't see what's in it. And you gotta, put your fork or spoon in it. And then you get all the goodness that comes out. The chicken, the gravy, the carrots, the peas, whatever else you got in there. I think that might be it. But anyway, their chicken pot pies that they get served on their plate. You know what these two ladies said? I haven't seen the chicken pot pie, but this is what they say they get. You get 2 biscuits and some gravy and some chicken on it. A couple carrots. And some peas. So their chicken pot pies come in the form of biscuits with chicken poured on top of it. So they were complaining about that. Oh, they had a lot to say. The food's not seasoned good. They were feeding off of each other, and I was here for it. I was feeding off of them. I was egging them on. I was like, won't you raise your hand? Raise your hand, say something. Because y'all know I'm big on the food in nursing homes. They need to do a better job. But both of them keep a little bottle of Mrs. Dash on their, little bottle of Mrs. Dash on their tables to season up the food, because they say there ain't no seasoning in it. But their food, man, I told y'all, man, I hope this channel makes somebody start a nursing home and has some really good food. Because that's the main thing they want. They want good food. It was a really big deal. Y'all should have seen this meeting. Woo. People was raising their hands left and right. The lady with the fish and chips, man, she cracked me up. I want some fish and chips. Can you put some fish and chips on the menu? She had a strong English accent. Oh man, but anyway, y'all, it's your boy, one physical therapist assistant. I hope y'all are doing okay today. I really do. All right, so y'all, I'm going to take y'all to my old stomping ground where I used to do my thing. I think I worked at this spot like a good 5 years, maybe more. I can't remember, but I've been here for a while. And I'm about to show y'all the 3 aspects from independent living to assisted living to the nursing home. It's all in one small community. All of the cycles of the end of life. when it comes to people who can afford this. It's more for the affluent of society. I don't know how I like to use that word, the affluent. But yeah, I had a good time here, learned a lot of good lessons, met a lot of good people, man, a lot of good people. All right. As soon as I get up here, I'm going to take y'all into this little community. I should be able to still ride through. It's not like gated, or I don't got to go through no security guard or anything. It's kind of open to the community. They used to have a nice little thrift store. The people would donate stuff to the thrift store. It was a cool little thrift store. I used to go check it out. I would take patients into the thrift store. I'd make it a part of therapy. Come on, let's walk to the thrift store. But I'm looking for stuff myself. But yeah, great turn in here. So I'm gonna let y'all check it out. And I'm gonna tell you a little bit about the cycle. All right. All right, so when I turn in here, you're going to be looking at the assisted living building. So you see this building right here? That is the assisted living building right there. So in that building, you have studio apartments. You might have a 1-bedroom. Here, I'll turn to the side so you can see. You might have a 1-bedroom. You might have studio apartments. That's assisted living. There's also a lockdown unit in there. Really nice facility, man. Really nice facility. But I'm going to put the camera back, and right in front of me is the apartments. Now, these apartments are part of independent living. Yes, independent living, meaning you are completely independent in these apartments. You are completely independent. You have your own apartment. It might be a studio. It might be a 1-bedroom. But this is your apartment. This is yours to manage and maintain. You might have people coming to clean it for you. You might have people delivering things like groceries and things like that. But this is the apartments. Now right here, this building right here is kind of like I want to say something like the clubhouse, but they do conferences, they do meetings. They got a small little gym. They don't have a swimming pool. It would be nice if they had a swimming pool in there, but there's no swimming pool. But it's a nice little setup. Now I'm gonna go around this corner here and I'm gonna show you some cottages. You see how everything is really tight knit in the whole community. I'm gonna ride around the cottages. Now, right here is still part of the clubhouse, so to speak. But I'm getting ready to show you the cottages. These are the cottages. You see these? All right, so let me tell you about the cottages. 1 floor, everything on 1 floor, no steps. You know how I like it, no steps. The driveway, small driveway if you have a car. I think some of them may have 2-car garages. Most have just 1. Very well maintained. I've seen some with 2 bedrooms. I've seen some with 1 bedroom. But these are the cottages. I met a lady who was close to George Bush in these cottages. She had a big picture on her wall with her and George Bush. If I was to put a price tag on these cottages, I want to say they pay probably anywhere from $10,000 to $15,000 per month. At this point, it may be a lot more than that. Yes, per month. And no, you do not, quote unquote, own these cottages. You are literally renting these cottages for the rest of your life. That's what these cottages are. You're renting them for the rest of your life, and you will never get to own it. You will never get to pass it down to anybody. It's just you paying rent a month for these cottages. And with these cottages comes all your bills and things maintained, your heating, electricity, and all of that. I think your telephone, I think all of that is paid for, comes included, which it should. But yeah, I had a real cool guy who was an atheist in one of these. I'm a Christian. I believe in God. But I had some of the best religious conversations with this atheist patient that I had in one of these cottages. Real cool guy. We had some of the best conversations when we used to do therapy. So that was the cottages. Here goes some more of the apartments. Remember, the apartments and the cottages are pretty much similar, but the apartments are smaller. The cottages are for people who still drive. A few people who live in the apartments still drive. All right, so apartments, cottages, you saw the assisted living building. I'm getting ready to go past the nursing home aspect. So all of it's in one big community. They have a gazebo up there, a couple places to sit and relax. I think they got bocce ball. It's a game that people like to play. Yes, that's the community center. The community center, a few people outside relaxing, enjoying the weather. As a therapist, I'm going to show you where I work. Yes, the community center and the sales office is in there. As a therapist, I'm going to show you where I would work at. My base would be the nursing home aspect of it, which is right there. That's the nursing home aspect of it. The nursing home is over there to the right. That's where I would set up at. There's a gym in there. There are rooms in there for long-term patients and some short-term patients. So you see how everything is intertwined? That's the nursing home. Then you have the cottages and you have the apartments, and you also have assisted living. To the right is part of assisted living. Assisted living are more like studio apartments for the people who need a little bit more assistance, not completely independent, need a little bit more assistance, maybe incontinent, need their diapers changed, they may need a little bit of help getting in and out of bed. There's even some garages. A few people have golf carts and storage in their garages. So it's a whole big community. This is actually a smaller version, y'all. This is a smaller version. If you see over there, there's some buses that they sometimes go out on little trips to Dollar Tree, trips to Walmart. So that is assisted living over there. Assisted living is over there. And look, here is the thrift shop. That's the little village thrift shop. I think it's only open a couple of days a week, and it's usually run by residents from the community. So I just gave y'all a little rundown of how an assisted living community can look. Now, let me tell you my experience working there. I had a really good time. I actually enjoyed that job. That was a nice job. I would do most of my work at the nursing home. I would work with patients in rehab who came in for short stays, and I worked with a lot of the long-term patients. And when need be, I would go over to assisted living to work with patients in assisted living. A lot of them would get weak. They would need some therapy to come to their living quarters to work with them. That's the assisted living building. In the assisted living building had a lockdown unit. Really nice layout. They had a nice layout. In the lockdown unit, they kept things nice and peaceful. They would always play nice music. They had a lot of areas with bright sunlight. Very important for a lockdown unit. Have access to windows where people can, get some vitamin D. I appreciated that. You gonna let me turn? Come on now, you can let me turn. There we go. That was very nice about it. They had a really nice setup. I never forget that. They had some really good nurses too, nursing staff. I really liked that setup. I tell you, one of the people I met in the lockdown unit in the assisted living building, I met one of the founders of the Jaws of Life. Never forget this guy. This is one of the nicest dementia patients I have ever worked with. One of the nicest dementia patients I have ever worked with. You've heard of dementia, right? Well, there's a thing called pleasant dementia. That's when a person is just, you have no care in the world. You're always in a good mood. You're always smiling. This gentleman, man, I miss him. He's probably passed on now, but I miss him. Like that's one I miss. When you work in this kind of settings, you're going to have them ones. You're going to have them ones. He was one of them ones. I could work with that guy all day, every day. I mean, I could just do one-on-one, just hang out with him in his little assisted living studio all day. He would be knocked out. I would come to see him for therapy. He might have had like a fall or something, needed to get a little bit stronger because, you know, he likes to relax, sit around in a recliner, get a little weaker. So I would come over, you know, do a little therapy, do a little exercise with him in his little studio. He would be dead sleep. Dead, I'm talking head back, mouth open, dead sleep in his recliner. I would say, hey man, it's time to wake up. We got to do a little therapy. He would wake up right immediately. I don't care if he was snoring like a bear. He would wake up immediately. It's like, okay. Will you let me know what we got to do? Like he would be always ready. He would always participate, always do anything you asked him to do. And I got him to tell me the story. I asked him about what he used to do, and he told me how he was one of the founders of the Jaws of Life. You know, if you get in an accident, they use this machine to help pry you out if you need it. He was one of the guys that made that, hence why he's in the assisted living that he's probably paying $10,000 to $15,000 a month for. Yeah, he was a cool dude. He was an Italian guy. He liked pizza. There's this pizza spot around the corner that he really likes. His son would bring him in pizza all the time. Really cool guy. I'm sorry, y'all got me in my feelings a little bit because I missed that guy. We be getting those ones, man. We be getting those ones. He had dementia, man. I swear if I ever have dementia, well, for one, I hope they find a cure by the time I'm old enough to get it. But if I develop it, I hope I'm pleasant, like my man. He always remembered his son. He knew his son was coming over to check on him. I always remember he would have a good time talking to him. But he was just the nicest dude, man. I wonder if I would think his former self before the dementia, I would think he probably was a nice guy as well. No. I've heard of sometimes people being completely mean as a regular person, but they develop dementia and become pleasant or very, very nice, and vice versa. I think he seems like he was a genuinely nice guy, even before he developed dementia. But anyway, y'all, hope that gives y'all an idea of what the cycle looks like. The cycle is you get older, you got money, you might want to still live on your own. You have independent living. Independent living comes along with amenities and, you know, transportation if you need it, people to clean your place, help you out with anything you need, help you out with groceries. Independent living comes with that. Now, you transition to assisted living if you need a little bit more assistance. You need the CNAs to come in and change your bed, to, if you're incontinent, you know, help you with that, help you get to the bathroom. You might be wheelchair bound. They come in, clean your apartment. You get all 3 of your meals served to you in the dining room. That's the one thing I don't know about independent living. Independent living, I think you still cook and stuff. You still got a kitchen where you can cook. But assisted living, all your meals are prepared for you. And you got more care. You got nurses to give you your medications to help. They help with doctor's appointments. You get transportation to doctor's appointments if you got one. They provide all that assistance. And transition from there, if you need more assistance or you're getting, you know, up in age, there's the nursing home aspect. That's when you need a lot more assistance. You feel what I'm saying? So that was the cycle, y'all. Let me know what y'all think about the cycle. You know, some say it's a messed up cycle, of course. But for those who can afford it and who have it, it might be an option for you. Might be an option. My guy who had Parkinson's, the atheist, he had Parkinson's. He was real cool with me too. He had a gun. He had a gun. I never forget him. I'm like, what you doing with that gun, man? You can't, like, he had Parkinson's, so he had tremors, right? So I'm like, oh, what you gonna do with that gun, man? You ain't gonna shoot nobody with that gun. I would joke with him. But, you know, this is America. We love our pum-pums. But yeah, he was a cool guy, atheist, man. Had some real good conversations with him. he used to own liquor stores. He owned a few liquor stores. That's how he made his bread. And I think he did pretty good on the investing. So later on, he had a nice setup and independent living. So that's the video for today, y'all. Appreciate y'all for coming through, taking a little tour with me through the cycle of independent, assisted, and nursing home living. There's a lot of these communities in the state of Delaware. There's a lot in Florida, and some of the retirement states where they have the whole setup for you, every aspect you might need. There's a lot more fancy ones in the state of Delaware. That one has been around for a long time. That's a smaller one, but they have, from what I understand, I haven't toured anymore, but I hear that there's a lot more that have like swimming pools and things like that. That one doesn't have a pool. So y'all, I appreciate y'all for coming through. Hopefully maybe y'all learned something today. That's all I want to do. I want to teach y'all things that y'all might know about this aspect of life, the later years, hanging out with the legends of America. Oh man. So as always, y'all, make sure you respect your elders. Respect them, man. Respect them. You need them, they need you. Respect them and show love and help them out whenever you get a chance. Help anybody out whenever you get a chance. All right, y'all be cool, man. I'm gonna holler at y'all in the next video.